Hello, my name is Dr. Eric Soule, and I am an assistant professor in the Department of Health Education and Promotion at ECU. I conduct a lot of research, with most of my research focusing on examining vaping or electronic cigarette use, as well as other types of tobacco use. And so research is not only a big part of my job, but it's also, something I'm very passionate about. And so I'm hoping that in this video, I can give you a few tips that you might be able to use so that you can get involved in research at ECU. And so the first thing you might be thinking is, well, why should I get involved, or why should someone get involved with research? And there's lots of different benefits, but one of them, some of the main reasons that you might want to get involved with research is that you can get valuable experience, and it looks great on your resume that you might, be helpful for you when you're going to apply for graduate school or looking to apply for future jobs in the future. You get some research opportunities may meet your requirements for an internship or a practicum that you might be interested in. Sometimes with research, you may actually get to have the opportunity to be paid as well. That's always exciting, and you may enjoy it. So with research, you're learning a lot of valuable skills that can be transferred in other situations. You're using innovative methods to answer some questions that you may have in your fields and in your area of interest. And based on all this stuff, you really may decide that you enjoy it and you want to make a career out of it. So I'm going to give you some tips here that you might want to think about if you're trying to get involved with research. So the first thing I want to say is that if you are interested in getting involved in research with a professor, you should probably not send a message like this, like, "Hi, Eric, my name is Sam, and I'm an undergrad at ECU. I'm interested in research. Do you have space in your lab? If yes, would I be paid for this?" So what I'm saying here is that I've received messages from people or from students that include a lot of these elements. They're very informal. They ask if they're getting paid right away. They just assume that there's a spot waiting for them, and just overall not being very professional. And I can just tell you, this is not a really good way to get involved with research, because your professors are very busy, and so if they're going to take on a student to get involved with their research, there's some things that they're going to be looking for. So something you might be thinking about doing is, if you are interested, you should probably do some research on your own to start with. And what I mean by that is that you should think about, do you have the time that you need to commit to getting involved with research? So realistically, if you want to help and do research with a professor, you got to think about it like it's a job. And so it's just like any job, it's a commitment. So if you decide to do it, you should really make it a priority, just like your professor is going to make you a priority to being involved with their research. And so if you should either do it or don't do it. And so if you decide that you think you do have the ability, to take this on as an additional commitment, think about, what are you interested in? And so you may see that there's, a specific topic that you're interested in, so you can look around for professors at ECU and find out if they're doing research in that topic. And if there's not somebody that's necessarily you're not sure what you're interested in, you could also look to see what professors in the department that you're in, what are they working on? What kind of research are they doing? Or maybe you have a professor that you just really like them in class, and you want to continue working with them, and so you want to see, you're kind of open to research topics, and so you might say, okay, well, I want to see what that professor is doing, and I can see if I can get involved in their research, since I'm not really committed to any specific discipline yet or area. The point is that you have a lot of options. So if let's say you found a professor and maybe you want to work with me. So let's just say you're interested in doing research with electronic cigarettes or tobacco use. And so if that's the case, then what you want to do first is probably send them a message, just to kind of, get to know them or let them know that you're interested. So you might say something like, "Dear Dr. Soule, my name is Sam Smith, and I'm interested in getting involved with research. I see that you're conducting research related to electronic cigarette use, and I would really love to learn more about this. Would it be possible for us to schedule a time to meet, or so that I might be able to learn a little bit more about the research that you're doing?" And here what you're trying to do is you're saying that, in a formal introduction, saying, "I'm interested in doing research. I've taken the time to see what research you're doing, and saying that I'm interested in this research and I want to learn more about it." You're not necessarily asking for a job, saying that you need to have, but just kind of opening that, starting that connection, that line of communication. And when you do meet with that professor, then, you just want to be open to whatever opportunities they might have. You really want to say, "I am interested in actually getting involved with research and conducting the research with you." But remember that your professor may not have those opportunities immediately. So you want to think about being open to the different tasks they may have, as well as thinking about it maybe in the future that they're getting involved. So they might say that they have an opportunity next semester. You probably don't want to go if you need to get an internship that's for next week to a professor and say, "Hey, I'm really kind of in a bind." So You remember that professors want to work with people who are prepared, they show interest, and they're ready to learn. So these are all things that you can show when you contact your professor in that way. And these are just a few quick tips. I'd be happy to talk with you more about some of these things that I want to see when I have students talk with me about getting involved with research. And hopefully in another video, we might be able to talk about maybe you have gotten that opportunity to conduct research with your professor, and what are the ways that you can get the most out of your research experience so that you can really get the most benefit out of working with your professor. If you're still interested in getting involved with research at the end of this video, and especially if you're interested in conducting research on electronic cigarette or tobacco use, please feel free to contact me, or maybe I can connect you with somebody else on a topic that you're interested in conducting research on. I'm always looking for research assistants and interns, and I'm wanting them to help with the exciting research that we're doing. So I do want to wish you good luck in finding a great research opportunity, and I hope to hear from you soon.